Hello, welcome in. It's Kirsten Liebelt. It's Sunday night, you guys. Sunday night. Welcome in, welcome in. So, how was your weekend? Do you feel prepared for the week ahead? Do you? I'm so glad if you feel prepared in any way, shape, or form, because I'm telling you, that's the best way to conquer a week, isn't it? So, yeah. I had an amazing weekend. You can see you can see more maybe on Instagram, but I've just got stuff everywhere. We're actually moving. We're just moving short distance, so it's not very far or anything like that. But so we're right in the middle of like packing, and it's like crazy. And I thought, oh man, this is just kind of nuts. But I did want to come on, and a lot of the questions that I have been fielding over the last couple of days have actually been about like what like how to get in enough protein during the day. So let's chat protein just for tonight and see if this helps you at all. I looked up a bunch of ideas so that maybe I can like flood you with some thought processes on a Sunday night as you're heading into the week, because I feel like that is kind of the harder piece of the puzzle, is when you don't have any clue what to grab, what to have on hand, what to meal prep, all of those things. It can make it so much harder. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. And basically, you know what? I help women turn back around their insulin resistance so they can finally lose weight. It's kind of this process of taking back your body so that you can like function and actually make memories and actually love your life. I mean, this is like a for real deal. So my dad died of type 2 when he was 63, and I was only 30 at the time. And basically, I just didn't do anything about it for like 20 years. So I feel like I'm a good poster child person for giving people hope and encouragement, because the harsher side of insulin resistance happens to be things that are really not so great, right? That led to my dad's death at 63. So gout, maybe some people don't know that gout is PCOS, type 2 diabetes, dementia, a lot of heart issues, high blood pressure, fatty liver, like it's all connected, right? So let's chat protein tonight, because this is literally a hack. This is the hack you didn't know you needed. I probably have to rename my videos. The hack you didn't know you even needed. And that is to pay attention to your protein. But I feel like maybe we don't even know what that looks like. So let me give you some really simple things that could help you with that. How does that sound? I hope so. Hello, good to see you. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate that. Okay. So basically, you want to be able to get at least 100 grams of protein every single day. And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, that's so much. How could I possibly do that? It's not as much as you think it is. I mean, it is, but if you're focusing on protein, what happens is if you eat all of the protein first, you're going to have such a full tummy, but it's also going to help you with a lot of other things. So let me tell you what protein will do for your life. Girls, let me tell you what protein will do for your life. Okay, so protein is going to help you to have muscle growth and repair muscle. So basically, you want to maintain your lean muscle mass. Had a really good conversation with somebody this weekend about, I was just sharing with her my thoughts on some of the injections. My concern for women, my deep concern is that there will be muscle loss. And I have had that confirmed by, I never want to cite somebody if it's not true. Who was I watching? It might have been Dr. Ken Berry. It might have been. He'll do like some Monday night stuff. And he's talking about how it's a high percentage of the weight that's lost is actually muscle loss. And girls, we don't want muscle loss. So if you already hate the side effects, like it's okay to hate the side effects, but it's also okay to want to keep your muscle mass. So protein will help you do that. And so make sure that you're doing, as much as you can. It's going to help you to stay satiated. It's going to help your weight management because it is literally the most satiating micronutrient, meaning it helps you feel full and satisfied after meals. By including higher protein foods in your diet, you may naturally eat fewer calories overall, which can support weight management and fat loss goals. Okay. Metabolic function. Protein plays a crucial role in various metabolic processes in the body, including enzyme production, hormone regulation, and immune function. Consuming adequate protein supports overall metabolic health and can help optimize body composition. So when you're thinking about the foods to keep in your fridge this week, like if you're going to run to the grocery store tomorrow, I'll give you a few ideas. Preservation of lean body mass. We just talked about that. It's really important for maintaining metabolic rate. We all want that, right? And preventing the skinny fat phenomenon. Never looked that up. Athletic performance for athletes and physically active individuals, higher protein is necessary. Age-related muscle loss. As we age, there is a certain decline in muscle mass and strength known as sarcopenia. Consuming higher protein intakes can help counteract age-related muscle loss and maintain physical function and independence. Okay, let's get down to it. Tell me what your favorite proteins are as we go. Like when I mentioned something, I'd love to know, is this something you already have in your diet, or is it something that you might like incorporate? Because these are all so important. Like Maria Emmerich says, the only macro she has people pay attention to is protein. And then you use the good fats to keep you as a lever, to keep you satiated, okay? So, if you have a breakfast, like let's say 2 scrambled eggs with some, you could have some bell peppers and onions with some shredded cheese, you could get it up to about 20 grams of protein. You'd have to be a little careful with that because then maybe you're getting more of the protein from cheese. I would say do 3 eggs for scrambled eggs because each egg is like 6 grams and you really get it up higher so that you can get 100 in a day. Is anybody here getting 100 grams a day? You know for sure you are. You could do grilled chicken breast. 6 ounces of grilled chicken breast is, let me see this, approximately 30 grams of protein. That's really high. They also do have broccoli and cauliflower, but I don't think there's any protein in that. But 6 ounces of chicken breast, 30 grams of protein, that's really good. That nails it right there. Sometimes I'll even do like ground beef and eggs at the same time in the morning, like taco meat and eggs. That's a good breakfast, you guys. Think about that like as a skillet, like you would get at a restaurant. It's really, really good. Okay. Baked salmon, 6 ounces. Trying to see if they're using anything else for protein. They're saying served with spinach salad, 2 cups, 1/4 cup of sliced almonds, and feta cheese. That's going to have protein in it. Approximately 25 grams of protein. That sounds like a really yummy meal too, actually. Greek yogurt. I really do like to mess around with Greek yogurt. They're talking about, here, hold on. I'm going to ask a question. Okay, let's see what I got here. I like messing around with Greek yogurt. Like you can get full fat Greek yogurt plain and then you can sweeten it yourself. And you guys, the easiest way to sweeten Greek yogurt, in my opinion, is you can buy caramel liquid stevia. Has anybody done that? Caramel liquid stevia. It is so, so good. Okay, here we go. This is better. Okay, this is way better. 2 scrambled eggs in olive oil is 12 grams of protein. So do 3. Grilled chicken breast, 6 ounces. They're saying that it could be upwards of 48 grams of protein. Baked salmon, 6 ounces, 42 grams of protein. You guys, it's not that hard to really rack up your protein with a few of these things. Greek yogurt, about a cup is about 20 grams of protein. Did you know that? Greek yogurt is really high. And if you get full fat, it's super duper creamy. And then you can like sweeten it, like I was saying, with liquid stevia. And you might really like that. 4 ounces of turkey is 28 grams. You mix protein powder and Greek yogurt sometimes. Hi, Kathy. Yes, I love doing that. I also have I have a berry powder, an organic berry powder. Makes it really, really creamy and good. So, but that's a great idea. Then you can really up your protein doing that. Turkey, 4 ounces, about 28 grams. Beef, 6 ounces, about 42 grams. So obviously beef is much higher in protein, which is amazing. And the amino profile in beef, it matches almost identical to your muscles. Really good to know. You just don't want to lose your muscle mass. I harp on that a lot. We don't want to do that. You can do a protein smoothie with a protein powder. And protein powders, the one that I like to use, it's actually sweetened with stevia. And it's a little pod of protein powder. And you can always put pod in the comments and I can get you the link to that. But I like to mix about a half of one with cottage cheese or with Greek yogurt and give it flavor and extra protein. And you can make that into a smoothie with like maybe some unsweetened almond milk if you wanted to. Tuna, 5 ounces of tuna, you guys, is 35 grams of protein. Tuna is 35 grams of protein. Like, do you guys like tuna salad? See, I was raised on tuna casserole, but the problem is that it had noodles and then crushed potato chips, cottage cheese too. Yep. I know cottage cheese is a good one. I always have to maybe, if my weight loss is stalling a little bit, I might have to back off on dairy, but when I'm, I still sneak stuff in like that for sure. But tuna, we always ate tuna casserole with the noodles and the potato chips on top. And I never really incorporated it into my own world. Like I don't buy tuna a lot. I do can chicken where I can turn that into like chicken nuggets or, something like that. But I haven't done tuna as much. Grilled steak, 6 ounces of 42 grams of protein. Beef is just going to be high in protein. It's really high. And then you have to understand the reason why we even talk about that is because you want to maintain your lean muscle mass, you want to stay full, and you want to lose more weight. But you're also wanting your blood sugars to just be like this. Just the whole goal is that everything that you eat, you ask yourself whether or not it's going to spike your blood sugars. Because when you're insulin resistant, that's the key to actually being able to finally lose weight. You have to get your insulin and your sugars down. Cottage cheese, eggs, 3 hard-boiled egg, 18 grams, just because 6 a piece, just like the scrambled eggs. Baked chicken thighs, 2 thighs bone in, 40 grams of protein. That is high. Now, what I like to do with chicken is, have you guys purchased like the pork panko? You can get the original flavor. Don't get the other flavors because you'll get some crappy ingredients in there. But when you get the original, and then you like season it yourself with garlic powder and pepper, pork panko, and it's right by the other breadcrumbs in the Walmart aisle, really crispy. Like you can get crispy chicken nuggets that way. You can bread your chicken that way and get it to be really crispy, like in an air fryer. Really, really good. And that just adds another layer of like flavor to what you're doing. And that crunch too. You want the crunch, right? So 2 chicken thighs, 40 grams of protein. All right. Omelet, that's redundant. Shrimp, 4 ounces of shrimp, 24 grams of protein. Not bad. Ground beef, 6 ounces, 42 grams. Okay, let's see if I missed anything else. Let me check. Because that is basically, they're talking about adding in avocado. They're talking about adding in the really good fats, right? You want the good fats for your hormones. But if you think about protein first and you get up and over 100 grams, preferably you're shooting an arrow towards whatever your goal weight is. So let's say your goal weight is 150 pounds. You could be like pushing that envelope of protein up to about 150 grams of protein. And it makes you feel so good and stable to have that. I'm just telling you, when it talks about hormone balance, they're not kidding. Like, especially for us women, we don't even realize that because we lived with such a salad culture. And all we were getting out of salad was, honestly, it's really pitiful because we weren't getting what we needed out of salad and like salad dressing that only had seed oils in it. Like such a bad idea to live in that culture. Doesn't mean you can't have a salad, but we're not supposed to live on that. We're supposed to actually be focusing on and targeting protein at every single meal. And it will make such a difference in how we're feeling throughout the day. And then we could just have like fantastic blood sugar. And that's always my goal for everybody. So some of the things that you can do are ground beef taco bowls, shrimp and avocado salad, omelets, egg salad, cottage cheese with sliced peaches and cinnamon. That sounds lovely. I actually don't do peaches. I only do berries. I would do berries. I would do cottage cheese with berries and cinnamon. That sounds amazing. Peaches would just be too sugar spiking, in my opinion, for what we're trying to accomplish, turning around insulin resistance. Grilled steak, roasted asparagus, mashed cauliflower, tuna salad, protein smoothie, Talked about that. Beef stir fry. You could do beef stir fry. Turkey and avocado lettuce wraps. What I did this weekend was we had a business conference. And one of my favorite things to do when we eat out is I like to order Five Guys. Does anybody have Five Guys where you live? That's a national chain, right? Yeah, that's a national chain. So Five Guys, you can go and order like, a cheeseburger or just a hamburger. And, you can have your grilled onions and your mayonnaise. And well, the mayonnaise is really not great, mustard, tomato, whatever, and have them wrap it in lettuce. Most places will do that now. And honestly, the Five Guys is just super flavorful, just very helpful for that. So, but there's talking about lettuce wrapped like turkey and avocado. Everybody knows about that on which, like at Jimmy John's. Let me see here. And I feel like that's maybe because they're doing like salmon fillet seasoned with lemons and herbs and served with spinach salad topped with sliced almonds and feta cheese. That sounds lovely too. One of the most recent things that I did was I did it in the Facebook group. And so if you don't know about the Facebook group, it's called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And if you go to my site, it's my first and last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com. There's a Facebook blue button and you can jump in there through that. But we did a chicken feta dish that was incredibly easy. And all it was cherry tomatoes dumped into like a pan with a block of feta in the middle. And you're adding your garlic and you're putting that in the oven. And then when it's basically softened, you can mash it all together and you're adding in, I literally roasted my cauliflower in my air fryer and I had chicken to add in and it was like a cauliflower chicken feta tomato dish. And it was amazing. And you can get different flavored fetas. And that really makes it very good and very convenient, very convenient. And I think that's probably, I wanted to see if there was one other thing. I do like the beef taco ideas, the taco bowls. I feel like that's a really good idea. Does anybody have? So you have that in Wellington, Florida. Very nice. Wellington. Now, where is Wellington? I have a sister-in-law in Lake City. I have a sister-in-law in Orlando. Where did we go the last time? We kind of went into the Tampa area last time we were in Florida, just a couple of years ago. So I would love to know where that is, where Wellington is. That's really kind of cool. And while she's answering that, or I could always look it up too. But if you've tracked with me for any length of time, it's about 30 minutes west of Palm Beach. I want to go to Palm Beach. I was just telling my husband this. We literally just had this conversation a couple of days ago, and I said, I think I would love to go and do a little loop around. It would take a few days, but I'd love to be able to do like Miami and Palm Beach and then go over to the other side to like Tampa and kind of just make a little circle. I would love to do that and just spend some time. I don't know. Florida's just, we really do like Florida a lot. So that's really cool. 30 minutes west of Palm Beach. Oh, that is so fun. I like that a lot. Anyway, so if you've tracked with me for any length of time, you know that I do talk about targeted supplementation to help with insulin resistance, actually insulin sensitivity. The weather is beautiful right now. I bet it is. We're in spring and we're chilly. I'm in Minnesota. And so it really is, we're kind of chilly right now. We're going to get a little warm. We're going to peak and poke at the 70s a little bit. But May starts to get pretty beautiful in Minnesota. And then our summers are amazing. But of course, in the wintertime, Florida gets really exciting. We talk about it all the time. Let's go to Florida. Sounds like a good idea. But anyway, so I talk a lot about turning around your insulin resistance. It's what I did in my 40s. And so if anybody is in need of information on the Trio, those are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients to help with insulin sensitivity. You can always put Trio in the comments, or if you're on Instagram, you have to message me. But I'd be more than happy to get you that information. But I do want people to know, like, have hope. Number 1, there is that Facebook group. You can jump in there. And there's a new challenge starting next Monday, May 6th. Every month I do a 5-day challenge at the beginning of the month. And we go through, I go through my background because I'm Italian. I'm an Italian girl foodie. And so for me to do the things that I've, kind of shifted in my life, it's kind of almost like a reinvention of yourself a little bit. And I did it without any shame. And I love telling people that. And I did it at my own pace, maybe slower than the average bear, but now I get to share it. Ingredient trade outs, and I'll get you that information, Kathy, when I jump off for sure. Tell me, you're on you're okay. I see the Facebook. I'll look and see. You're either on my Facebook business or my Facebook personal. So I'll go look. But what was I saying? I go through my pantry and my refrigerator, and I talk about supplementation, and then I do a recipe. And so in the group, there's just a lot of encouragement so that I really, 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 really want people to get their hopes up. Like, it's disheartening. And I feel like this is the conversation I have with people the most in the background of my DMs and so forth. It's disheartening, the recommendations that we get from the medical community, that we should just only add meds or up dosages of meds. And that's kind of what happened a lot with my dad. And I am, in the end, the only person in my family that did avoid type 2. And I took the route of my phone looks like it's freezing on my Instagram, but I can't move anything. I can't see anything on Instagram. It's kind of really disheartening. And my dad died with a lazy Susan full of medication. I took the route of supplementation, and I completely avoided type 2. And I know exactly why. And I know exactly how I did it. But then the kicker of it is that what most women don't know is that insulin is a hormone. And when your sugars or your insulin is high, you can't lose weight. So you're stuck here. You're trying and you're trying and you're trying, and you literally can't. Like, there is a reason for this. Yeah, it is real. I'm super grateful, Kathy. I'm so grateful. Because in my Italian family, as you can imagine, there's a lot of obesity and a lot of type 2. And I can't believe that something that's not terminal does not have a normal conversation around it. It's very bothersome that the only conversations have to do with scripts. And especially when it comes to losing weight, because if you can get your insulin and your sugars down, I have been able to go from a 2X down to a large in my 50s after my cycle stopped. And I do consider that like a hope-giving conversation to women. Like, if you view everything through the lens of insulin resistance, you can get a lot further on your journey and begin to heal your body and begin to have energy and not worry about future things that maybe you lay awake at night thinking about. Worrying about your sugars, worrying about maybe, there's a lot of things that are connected to insulin resistance. Some people are living in pain with gout, etc. But, or maybe fatty liver. It's right. So we can clean up the area. We can clean up ground zero from the inside out. That's actually what the trio does. It's from the inside out. Doctors, you work out 5 days a week and your weight won't budge. How old are you, Kathy? Super interesting, right? That's a constant conversation. And also too, and I'm not a fitness expert, and I'm also not a doctor. I'm just an Italian girl that figured things out. But I do know that as I study and as I pay attention to what a lot of other women are saying, when you hit perimenopause and menopause, doing really hard workouts okay, so perfect. We're super close. I'm 59. So you're 56. Very close. And if we are working out like really hard, we may actually be working against ourselves because we might be raising our cortisol. And cortisol is a hormone, insulin is a hormone, and we're not viewing things through the lens that helps us. And so I feel like if we can make that shift, all of a sudden, like, aha, oh, okay. This is somebody who, she just sent this to me today. This was just a non-scale victory for her because she just started. So she sent me this and she said, oh no, that was a different one. Hold on. She just sent me a message. Oh, I think it's on my phone, and my phone is right there. I put it in my Instagram stories. Let me see here. Here we go. She says day 3. So she's been taking the trio for 3 days and she's already feeling better. She said, we had a family dinner for my daughter's birthday and I made an old-fashioned chocolate cake and I didn't eat a bite. Now, the reason why that's such a big scale victory or a big victory that's a non-scale victory is because oftentimes what we are fighting when we are trying to lose weight is food noise. Now, not always, but oftentimes we're fighting that food noise because our bodies are not, they're not firing on all cylinders, so to speak. And so I love the way that Gary Brecka talks about it. He says that when you give your body the raw materials that it needs, it's actually able to function at a higher level. So basically, the trio is filled with trace minerals and herbs that can actually make your body function at a higher level. And so when I get you information, Kathy, you can look at it for yourself. There will be a button that has all the testimonies. Just go and give yourself some encouragement and look at the testimonies when you get a chance, when I get you that information. And for you guys on Instagram, you can go to, you can either just DM me Trio and I'll answer you guys that way. Because if you do it here, then I can't see you. And not only that, but I can't move I don't know why. I can't move my messages. I can't see any. If you guys are leaving messages, I can't see any of them, but they go away at the end of my live. But anyway, but at the top of the Instagram page, there's a highlight bubble that says Trio Testimonials. And it's worth it taking a minute just to encourage your heart. People just need to know that certain things exist. I watched my dad do it all. He went from double insulin shots to pacemaker to dialysis to dead at 63. Like I watched it all, front row seat. And I'm just not interested. So now I'm 59, no meds. So 30 grams of protein per meal. How many carbs per day? So Gloria, good to see you. At least 30 grams a meal. Try to get up and over 100 if you can, Gloria. But, you know, if you want to be serious about losing weight, 20 or less. 20 or less. And it's very doable when you focus on, like, for instance, I have to tweak myself, right? If I eat right now, like we're moving, you can see my construction stuff around me. More so on here, more so on Facebook. But I've just got literally my house. If you could see around my room right now, it's all boxes and cleaning supplies. We're moving tomorrow and Tuesday. Short little distance, no big deal. It's a very simple move, but that's not the point. But even now, in the mix of that, we've been having a business conference this last weekend. And so I've been eating some nuts. And normally I stay away from nuts because nuts will slow down my weight loss. Massive amounts of dairy will slow down my weight loss. So I do have to be careful about a certain few things. Oh, that did move. I can see that now. 100 grams. Isn't that a lot of calories? 100 grams of protein? No. It's super interesting. It depends on what you're eating. But the truth is that you're so full and satiated that when you focus on protein and then you use fat as a lever, this is like what Maria Emmerich teaches, for your hormones and for your satiety, you just feel so good. And it doesn't mess with your calories so much. But she does talk about calories. I mean, you know, you can't just binge. Anytime we binge, right? Excuse me, like eating, even when we're not hungry. But no, maybe I could ask it to do some calories for me. Tell me, let me see here. Calorie counts. So I'm going to try to find 3 eggs. So 3 eggs, let's say you had an omelet with 3 eggs, you have 18 grams of protein, and that's 210 calories. 4 ounces of shrimp. Hold on, I want to see both. Give me calories and protein count. So the eggs are, okay, we said that one. 3 eggs would be 210 calories, 18 grams of protein. 4 ounces of shrimp would be 110 calories, 24 grams of protein. 4 ounces of shrimp, 110 calories, super low. 6 ounces of ground beef, 420 calories, but 42 grams of protein. That is huge. Thanks for the follow, Jay West. Let me see here. Actually didn't know. I didn't know that Instagram put your lives out on the algorithm. That's interesting. That's cool. Nice to meet you. How long have I been doing this and I didn't know that? That's really funny. Baked salmon, 6 ounces, 340 calories, 42 grams of protein. Can you see how this does not overshoot? It's the nuts, you guys. It's the almond flours. I love nuts so much. And so like even during Christmas, I knew that I was doing a lot as I was doing a lot of oh, thanks, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. You have a really good night. And I'll get you that information when I jump off here. Um, During Christmas time and Thanksgiving, I was making a lot of baked goods with almond flour. So that really does get to be, it adds up, let me tell you. And then I'll just give you one last one, 6 ounces of chicken breast, approximately 240 calories and 48 grams of protein. So it really doesn't. Eggs for breakfast, chicken salad for dinner, and chicken for salad, and you gained weight. You don't know what you did wrong. How long did you do it for? And chicken for salad, you gained weight. That would be interesting to find out. How long did you do that for? I do feel like sometimes what happens is we don't give our bodies a chance to actually get into like a more fat adapted state, and there's always there are a lot of different factors to that. 1 month. Yeah, I don't know, Jackie. I don't know on that one. Because I don't think it's going to be the calories, but it could be hidden ingredients and a lot of other things too that you're doing. You never know. And also too, um, I'll tell you chicken salad for lunch. Yep. Do you think maybe you were using a mayonnaise with seed oils or anything or hidden sugar if it was like Miracle Whip or anything? Because I will tell you that blood sugar is a funny thing. Insulin is a funny hormone. And so I have one client or customer who she nope, okay, good to know. Even as a type 2, and I love talking about the type 2 diabetics that I get connected with because they give me the data and they're so good at it. And so she said that, for 3 years, she could not get her weight to budge. Working with a doctor on meds. Meds are another factor, changes how easily we can or cannot lose weight. Because if your liver is tired and toxic, you can't lose fat. It's another conversation. And so she couldn't get her weight to budge. And when she started on the trio for the first 2 months, her blood sugars went up. Not 2 months. Oh my gosh, sorry, 2 weeks. And I said, why did you keep going? She said, I just had a feeling that the tide was going to turn on me. And sure enough, it did. She dropped 30 points in her sugars and she lost 14 pounds in 2 months after that. So, and you worked out every day. And you know what, depending upon your workout, Jackie, and again, I don't know at all. If the workout is high intensity, it could be raising your cortisol and working against you. So I know that there are just weird factors like that can be really frustrating sometimes. But you can always jump into the group if you want to. We'll start a challenge on Monday. It's a 5-day challenge. It's free. And, because there's a lot of encouragement in there from other women too. So you never know. But there are so many factors. We're kind of complex, our hormonal system is. But the truth is that if we stop spiking our sugars and we stop calling on insulin, yeah, I know, it makes sense. And it just, I hate that that vagueness of it could be this or it could be that. But that literally is the best gift that I can give anybody is to get you to believe that assessing yourself is wisdom. So what I did was when I started to trade out I started with the trio of supplements. Yes, that is true. That's how I started to turn around my insulin resistance. I started to get a handle on my sugar cravings, on my appetite. Everything started, I could tell that it was all turning because the food noise quieted down and my body started to shift. This is really, really great. Didn't even know that was going to happen. when I started to trade out my foods and I started to really assess food, um, like I've said before, I probably took longer than an average person, but what I did do is I gave myself the gift of time. I gave myself the gift of no shame, and I gave myself the gift of assessment because I got rid of my scale. I started measuring myself. I started asking myself questions like, if I don't have a cycle anymore, but I still can feel that hormonal during any given month, like still happening in my 50s. You feel maybe the emotional part of it, or you feel, whatever. You feel kind of like, I don't know, maybe extra foggy or something, or extra tired or whatever. And you can tell that this is happening about once a month. Then I started assessing that. Oh, okay. So that's still happening, that kind of wobbliness. So those are the days I'm not going to, judge, how I look in clothes, or those are the days, whatever it is, because I wanted to know that I was still making progress. But tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, going, oh yeah, I need to back off on the nuts. Oh yeah, I have to change out my dairy a little bit there. Oh yeah, I have to, because I needed to find out what was really working for me. And then, the answers can come, because I'm not on any prescription meds, but somebody else might be. And it might be slowing down your liver function. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have a lot of different things in their life, including trauma and all sorts of things that they need to heal and walk through, et cetera, right? They might be at a different level of insulin resistance than I was when I started. So it's a healing journey. I'm never offering anybody a quick fix, but I will offer you complete and total support while you're walking this journey, and that's why I say just go and watch the testimonies. They're on my site, or you can put Trio in the comments, and I'll get you the information so you can look at the testimonies, because you need to get your hopes up. It doesn't take away the fact that you have to walk the journey, but you should get your hopes up at the very least. So that's what I want to say about that. Yes. Oh, and so, Mama. So I really, 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 I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you on Instagram, that'll go away. I hate that so bad. Yvonne, I can send you information. It'll go away when my live is done. So you have to DM me, or you can wait until the live is posted and then come back and put Trio there. And I know that's a kind of a pain, but for Instagram, it just goes away. Facebook, it stays forever, and I can see it there. It's kind of goofy the way that the different platforms do things. When I'm on Instagram, or when I'm on, thanks for the hearts. When I'm on TikTok at the same time, they can't, it doesn't help them either. They have to go text a number, because TikTok is even another layer of different. It's just kind of goofy, but I'd love to get people information, because again, one step at a time. And nobody is more surprised than myself that it worked, because I did it just to pacify my mom, who wouldn't leave me alone about my sugars. And that is the truth in my 40s, because my dad died when I was 30. And so I just decided that I wasn't going to be able to figure out my food, because I'm Italian. So I started with supplements, but then when it worked, I started to research why. And that's how I'm here now, over 10 years later. So I didn't just start it a year ago or something, or a week ago. And now the testimonies, they speak for themselves. So anyway, but I hope you have a good week. And I hope that, maybe some of that information can just encourage you that, what, this is not some rocket science piece of information. Everybody should be so incredibly happy that this is really basic information. Find out how much protein is in a serving size of salmon or chicken breast or tuna or eggs, or what else did they say? I use a protein powder that's sweetened with stevia. You can use a protein powder. You can use cottage cheese, shrimp, ground beef. They went through turkey, salmon, all those things. This is super easy. And you just focus on protein every single day so you can stay full, maintain your lean muscle mass, lose weight faster, better. And then, we fill in some of the other little pieces as we go. And especially in the Facebook group, because as much as we can, to help people like navigate their journey, that's the whole goal. So, all right. I hope that helped you. If you need anything at all, message me in Messenger, or Like you guys can DM me or you can put Trio in the comments on Facebook and I will get back to you with that information. And the challenge starts next Monday, May 6th, and I go live every single day at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's fun. So if you just want to get encouraged, you want to get resource tools in your toolbox, let's go. Let's do it. So, all right. Have a super good night and have a really wonderful week, and I'll see you very soon, I promise. See you later, you guys. I always have a hard time with my touch screen. Here we go.